Okay, so when we graph a parabola, we get something that looks like this, opening upward, or like that, opening downward, okay? And we said this point over here, as well as that point over there, is called the vertex, all right? So what's significant about the vertex is it's either the lowest or the minimum point on the graph or the highest, so that's right, minimum. And this one's the highest point or the maximum. Okay, so minimum or maximum values occur at the vertex. And remember, to find the vertex, it's x equals negative b over 2a. Okay, if the graph opens upward, we're going to be, which we have over here, we're going to be at a minimum. If the graph opens downward, we're going to be at a maximum. Okay? So let's take a look at how this works in answering a question. So answer the questions below about the quadratic function g of x equals 3x squared plus 18x plus 31. Okay? Should remember g of x, f of x, whatever, is the same thing as y. All right? Does the function have a minimum or maximum value? Well, in order to answer that, we have to know, does it open upward or downward? You should be able to tell from the leading coefficient. Leading coefficient is positive. It's greater than 0, which means it opens upward. Okay? So since it opens upward, it's going to look like this, and it's going to have a minimum. Okay. What is the function's minimum or maximum value? Where does the minimum or maximum value occur? Okay. So what we're asked to do here is find the vertex to get that minimum or maximum value. So our function is y, I'm using y instead of g of x, 3x squared plus 18x plus 31. And to get that vertex, we're going to use x is negative b over 2a. So we know a is 3, b is 18, and c, even though we're not going to need it, is 31. So substituting, that's going to be negative 18 over 2 times 3. So that's negative 18 over 6, which is negative 3. Okay? That's the x value of our vertex. Now we need the y value. To get the y value, we're going to substitute in here. So y equals 3 times negative 3 squared plus 18 times negative 3 plus 31. So that's 3 times 9 minus 54 plus 31. It's 27 minus 54 plus 31. Negative 27 plus 31. So that's positive 4. Okay, so where does the minimum or maximum value occur? That's the x value. That's at negative 3. What is the function's minimum or maximum value? When it's asking for the function's minimum or maximum value, that's y, okay? And we know y is 4. Okay, let's do another one. Same questions, different function. So it's y equals negative 3x squared minus 12x minus 10. Okay, does it have a maximum or a minimum value? Well, the leading coefficient is less than 0 or negative, which means it's going to graph like that, and therefore it's going to have a high point, a maximum. Okay, now we need to get the vertex. So again, x equals negative b over 2a. So that's going to be negative 12. A is negative 3. B is negative 12. C is negative 10 over 2 times negative 3. So that's 12 over negative 6, which is negative 2. Let's get the y value by substituting the negative 2 into the function. It's going to be negative 3 times negative 2 squared minus 12 times negative 2 minus 10. It's negative 3 times 4 plus 24 minus 10. So that's 12 minus 10, 2. Where does the minimum and maximum value occur? The x value occurs at negative 2. What is the function's minimum and maximum value? The function that, when asked about the function, that's the y value, and that's at positive 2. Okay, the next couple of questions are different. So you have questions like this where it asks, do you have a minimum maximum, and what is the value of the minimum maximum? And then we have application problems, word problems. So we have this function c equals 0.3 x squared minus 192 x plus 42,329. Okay, so C stands for, and C is the same thing as Y. Okay. C stands for cost, and X stands for number of engines. So this formula tells you your cost of making X engines. So if we want to know how much it costs to make 100 engines, we'd substitute in 100 for X and into the calculator, and we get out a value for the cost. So we want to know what is the minimum unit cost. All right. Now we know this function is going to have a minimum because it's got a positive leading coefficient. It's going to graph like that, and it's going to have a minimum. Okay. So we don't have to tell whether it's a minimum or maximum because it tells you we're looking for the minimum, but we need to get that. We need to know where that vertex is, which will give us the minimum. Okay. So we get the vertex. That's going to occur at x equals negative b over 2a. So that's going to be negative 192 over 2 times 0.3, which is 192 over 0.6, which is 320. Okay, but that tells you, again, X is the value for engines. We want to know the minimum cost. So to get the minimum value of C, we need to take this and substitute in, okay? So we're going to go C equals 0.3 times 320 squared minus 192 times 320 plus 42,329. Okay, so this is going to get a little messy, but let's go to the calculator. 320 squared, 102, 400. Minus, what's 192 times 320? 320 times 192, 61, 440. Plus 42, 329. All right, so more calculator stuff. 0.3 times 102, 400, 3720 minus 61, 440 plus 42, 329. And obviously our answer should be a positive number here because we're talking about a cost. So let's see, 61, 440 minus 3720. So that's negative 3720 plus 42, 329. 42, 329 minus 3720. I get $11,609. Okay. Next one. C equals 0.2 x squared minus 36x plus 18,689. All right, so C stands for cost, and C is of course the same thing as Y, and X stands for number copy machines. Okay, we want to know the minimum unit cost. So again, this graph is going to open upward, so we know it's going to have a minimum, and that minimum is going to occur at the vertex. Let's find that vertex. X equals negative b over 2a, so that's going to be negative 36 over 2 times 0.2. That's 36 over 0.4, and 36 over 0.4 is 90. Okay. But that's the value of copy machines. So cost is at its minimum when they produce 90 copy machines. Now we have to know what the cost of those 90 copy machines is. So we're going to substitute into the function. We're going to go 0.2 90 squared minus 36 times 90 plus 18,689. Okay, so I get 1,620 minus, what's 36 times 90? 3240 plus 18,689. Okay, we clean all this up. 18,689 minus 3240 plus 1620. I get 17,069.